Hey, what's going on everybody? Boilon here and welcome back to another event video here on Marvel Strike Force. Today, we're going to be talking about the upcoming Blitz event. Yes, get your Blitz fingers ready for some more Blitz rotations. Also, don't forget that this is a 1 hour Blitz rotation. I'll mention that again in the video. We're here to talk about Strange Divination Mockingbird. So this is not the character release event. That's going to be next week, which is going to be the final, or next week anyways, is going to be the final month-long event, or main event for September. But we're going to here to talk about how you're going to maximize your points, how much blitzing that you need to do, and also how much milestones that you can actually obtain, because they did do an update. They did a last minute change before I recorded this video, so that's good. And we're going to get more gold in this milestone, and it's actually quite substantial. So if you want to know how you're going to get this, then you know what to do. Let's boil this down once I find my scene change button. There we go. Let's go. Now, before we get started here, of course, I want to do a recap of where we're at for the subtotal for September. We're actually doing really well, and we're on course to hit that 800K. In fact, things are looking quite... I'm not going to say as good as it was last month, but it's still looking pretty good. So currently our free-to-play subtotal with 1 week left, we're at 727,000. Now that means we need 73,000 more. There's still 1 week left. Of course, we have the Recruiting Mockingbird event next week. We have Alchemical Assault, which is coordinated assault. That's next week as well. And we have a quick rumble left. Now, in terms of how much available points would be in that event, just going on by like what Recruiting Ronin was from last week, and you know, I can kind of gauge that we might get another 160,000, maybe something like that. So we'll probably end up around 900K, maybe. So it's not as good as last month, which was actually close to 1 million. But nonetheless, it's actually better than what it normally is, which is normally between like 20 and 30K difference. And I'm glad that it seems like that they're giving us a little bit more leeway so that, you know, you don't have to be on top of everything 100%. You know, there's some things that can be missed, especially alliance-based events, which I know is giving some people some frustrations. We have the Cosmic Crucible one that's on right now, and I know a lot of people just don't like the fact that, you know, if not everyone's participating at their best, you know, you might not get all of your event currency. So there's some frustrations around that. Now, secondly, I want to talk about the changes to the Mockingbird event here, the Strange Divination. They added 7 million gold into the milestone tables. And these are all accessible. The final one here for 4 million gold at milestone 18 with the Miss Marvel Hardlight shards are, they're possible to get. You know, I think I will be able to get that, and I'll show you how you'll be able to do that as well. But maybe not everyone is going to get that. Depends on how much blitzing that you're putting in, whether or not your Death Seed characters are at 7-star, that kind of thing. That's going to make or break that 4 million. But regardless, there's still at least like 3 million that I think is pretty reasonably accessible. And this is good. So 7 million gold individually is a lot. Like, I can't stress that enough. Like, that's quite a bit of gold. Now, in the daily sense, it's probably like four days worth of gold, but still, it's gold that I didn't have before, that I'm going to be able to get over the course of this event, that I'm going to be able to put towards finishing my Secret Defenders. So I am pretty happy about this. Also, they're bringing back this. This is the web milestone, Complex Conjurations, I think the name is, and this is earning blitz credits. You'll complete this pretty much if you're doing what's necessary to cap out the limits for the blitz points. This one's similar to the event 2 weeks ago. There's a little bit of change because now you're spending power cores rather than doing Cosmic Crucible, which was actually part of that event. So we'll go over this as well. So let's get started here. And I need to actually go to the right one. We're not at Topple. I didn't even cover Topple the Tribunal, but that's okay. We're already doing it. Now, Strange Divination Mockingbird. So it is a 4-day event. And I want to make clear that it is a 1 hour blitz rotation. They're trialing this out. I really hope that they decide to keep this. I think it's a good change because I'd rather have 1 hour rotations rather than 2 hour rotations. Now, I hope that this is a trial they're keeping the 8 rotations as it sits right now. I'm hoping that this is not a reason for them to open that up. And you know, if I see 16 rotations ever in Marvel Strike Force, I'm gonna regret it. But I hope that that's not the case, and I hope that this is a quality of life change moving forward. I think that there's nothing but positives here as long as they maintain those 8 rotations. So keep that in mind, that you can get this done quicker for this event, and this is really, really important. So we're battling in Blitz with Death Seed bonus points and Power Cores as well. So total milestone points is 200,000. You're not getting that one. But the event currency milestone goal is 68,000. This one is more than accessible. You're going to get 4,000 divination orb fragments from the web store, which will give you some points. You're not expected to. I think the reason for this is because they're like in offers, so I suspect that people buying offers are getting more points that way. There is a free claim associated with this, which I'm going to put at 2,000 because this is exactly what it was for the other event that was like 4 days for blitzing. So I'm going to assume that it's going to be the same. I think that's right. Does this one have a leaderboard? No, this one doesn't. I thought this had a leaderboard. Never mind. I'm going back. I'm crazy. Okay, anyways, you're gonna get 75 points per blitz, capped at 75k. However, uncapped 25 points, you're gonna get 100 points in total. That's how it works. So you get 75 points plus the 25 points per blitz until you hit the 75,000 cap. That's roughly 1,000 blitz battles, which we'll talk about down below. You're gonna get bonus points for using Archangel, Nemesis, and Dark Beast at 5-star or 7-star, worth 2,000 and 5,000 points each respectively for those star ranks. Didn't regurgitate all those lines because it's the same points. You're just going to have to battle with them once and you'll get the points. So for me, I have Archangel at 7-star. I have Nemesis at 7-star now. I think I recently did that, and I'm actually just finishing Dark Beast. So I would be interested to know some of your guys' sort of progress on Death Seed, because, yeah, Dark Beast is here. I'm just going to get this for the event. 297 out of 300. So I realize that not everyone is going to have this. If you do, that's going to help a lot, because that's going to be an extra 7,000 points per character that are at 7-star. So that's an additional 21,000. For the purposes of this event, I've only calculated the reasonable point total for 5-star. So if you have 7-star, just take whatever numbers I have. Actually, I think I have scenarios for that down below. For both 5-star and 7-star, because it is a fair bit of difference, and that's going to make or break, I think, that final milestone there for the 4 million gold and the Miss Marvel hard light shards. Going to be really important there. So, and spending power cores for 7, which is quite a bit. So if you're spending like 200 cores daily, that's 1,400 points per day over 4 days. I mean, 5,600 points, but it's not a ton. But if you were to say, I don't know, people who want Mockingbird because she's going to be in the 675 cores pretty soon. Wait, no, she's... Yeah, sorry. No, she's already in there. Right? Yeah, I don't know what I was saying. Sorry, Tigra is what I meant to say. Not Mockingbird's orb. I don't know if it's still going to be here, but Tigra's orb will be coming up pretty soon, I think, as well. So if that's something that interests you, it does not interest me, but if you want to blow your cores, that is a good way to like kind of bulk spend your cores. There is no leaderboard attached to this, however, so be mindful of that. But there is this milestone here at 19 for 13 Armory 18 orbs if you really wanted to push for this, but it's not in the free-to-play realm, so just be careful about that. But if you're trying to blow power cores to kind of bridge the gap, that's what you'd be probably aiming for. Total blitz battles required for this is 1,000, like I said, so that's 250 per day over 4 days. Now, just straight up for 50, I think there might be 51 teams now, actually, especially with Mockingbird, but for the purposes of this, we're going to be taking a look at 50 blitz battles, because it's not even winning, it's just blitz battles. So that's 5 rotations per day to get the 1,000 blitz battles. Now, you don't need to do that much, though, in order to actually get to the event currency goal of 68,000. It's actually less than 3 rotations a day. So that's pretty good. It used to be 2.5 from the previous event, but now it's a little bit more because of the difference in how you're scoring points between Power Cores and Cosmic Crucible, so keep that in mind. But yeah, if you do want to get the event currency goal, I would just do 3 rotations a day. It's pretty reasonable, actually, and not that difficult. The total reasonable points obtained, and this is how I'm saying things now, reasonable points obtained. This is with 5 rotations daily, and with 5-star characters, you're going to get 117,600 points if you do 5 rotations every single day. That's going to max you out of that 1,000 blitzes to get the 75k limit, that kind of thing. If you wanted to go a little bit further and you're at 5-star, then you're going to get, and you want to do 8 rotations, you're going to get 132,000. Now, it's not a crazy bit of difference here, actually. And, that's And this actually does not include any power cores. I'm going to actually say that right now. I should have added that in, honestly. 200 cores daily over 4 days. Some people still do this. I don't always do this if I don't need to. So that's why I want to kind of let you know what that's going to be. So 200 times 7 times 4 days is going to be 5,600 points. I think I said that earlier on. So you may or may not do this. Now for me, I will do as much energy spending as I need to do those gold orb fragment nodes. Typically what I do, but I mean, I may not include I'm not going to include this in here. Just know that you can add this much more on if you like. That's an additional 5,600 points. But anyways, if you do 8 rotations at 5-star characters, that's 132,600 points without the 5,600. And once again, to get to the Miss Marvel Hardlight milestone 18 is 134,000 points. Oops, sorry. So that's pretty reasonable. So if you do coring plus 8 rotations with 5-star characters, you'll get it. Now, if you have 7-star Death Seed characters, it's going to be even easier. So the reasonable points for this one is 132,600 at 5 rotations daily. Here, because we had 5 rotations. That's with 7-star characters across the board. That's not including the coring either. So again, you're going to be able to do 5 rotations plus a bit of coring. That's going to get you Miss Marvel if you have the 7-star Death Seed characters. Ironically, the points is exactly the same here because it's 15,000 difference between the Death Seed characters. The 5,000 for 7-star Death Seed characters for 3 of them. It's 15,000 points. So it's the same as if you were to do 8 rotations daily with 5-star characters. Now, if you want to do 8 rotations because you're crazy at blitzing and you want to do that, and it's actually a 1-hour timer, right? So it's not as bad. If you have 7-star Death Seed characters and you're doing 8 rotations of blitz, you're going to get 147,600 points. You could also top off, add on with the power cores, 200 cores daily, and you get 153,000. So does that get you to milestone 19? No, it doesn't. So you would have to do a fair bit of extra coring on top of that if you wanted to bridge the gap there in order to get you to that gold there, which honestly, 14,000 I think it is or so that you need to add on divided by 7. You'd have to do an additional 2,000 coring, 2,000 power cores rather, to get to this milestone 19 for the armory orbs. That's if you have 7-star Death Seed characters and you're doing 8 blitz rotations. So that's entirely up to you. I don't think augmented phytonutrients, I think that's G17. Right, so you're basically just getting 13 armory, 18 orbs. I don't think the rest of the stuff is really that worth it. So it's really entirely up to you if you want to push that milestone 19. It's definitely possible, but since there's no extra gold on there anymore, I don't think it's that big of a deal. So keep that in mind. Decide where you want to get to in this milestone event. I am personally going to be pushing for milestone 18 here because I really want those 30 Miss Marvel Hardlight shards. Also, I'm really happy that the 7 Red Star Magneto is here at milestone 17, which is fairly obtainable, actually. So this should be pretty good and great for basically everyone. We still use Death Seed, so I'm going to get that 6 to 7 Red Star upgrade. I have a 6 now, but I mean, that's going to give me an additional 7. Really happy. Going to take that 7 million gold, walk it to the bank, and when I mean walk it to the bank, I mean I'm going to be using it to level up my Secret Defenders characters, which I'm currently trying to cap out Miss Marvel at 95. Before I kind of start doing other things. So that's it, everybody. Let me know in the comments down below what you think about this event. Let me know once again what you think about the 1-hour blitz timer. Apparently this is a little bit divisive still, but I think it's a positive thing, and I would like to see it more permanent, actually, with blitz events going forward. That way I can just get all of my blitz rotations done and dusted. As long as they don't bring out 16 rotations, I'll be happy. So that's the end of this video, everyone, and don't forget that the sheets will be available later on tonight, probably. I was, wait until I post those, and of course, until next time, stay safe and healthy, and I'll see you all later. Boilon, signing out.